So we're talking about path operations. Now path is up here. You also get, if you right click, you get the options on a menu here. You can do all sorts of things. Now the path, the first one I'm going to deal with is simplify. Simplify is very important, not so much for these shapes, but once you have combined shapes or if you've been tracing shapes, simplification means that it takes out, and it's automatic, the nodes that are not necessary. So if you have too many nodes in a shape, it'll take out the excess. If you have this set to the maximum, as I have, sometimes that will slightly alter the shape. If that's the case, then you can simply take this number down to a more realistic level. I always keep it on the maximum, and I haven't yet found a problem. Well, very seldom, sometimes in lettering maybe. That is a very, very important feature to note. One that is very, very important if you want your cutting machine to give you nice, clean cuts and to take less time doing it. So we have other path functions, but most of them require more than one shape to be selected. So I'm going to move this one over here so that it overlaps. I'm going to move this one out of the way. So I'm going to select both of these two and see which options come up. So we go to path. Now we have union. If I press on union, it's going to join those two shapes together. If I go to intersection, it's going to give me the bit which is in the middle, the bits which are overlapping. So do that and you get that one. If we go to exclude, we won't get anything useful. Exclusion is where you have a hole within a shape. So if you had a letter or a circle and then you had another circle inside creating an O or a ring shape, that would be using the exclude function. Then you have front minus back, okay? Or you have back minus front, and that gives you that one. So they're pretty self-explanatory, and they're very useful tools to make lots of more complicated shapes from very simple ones. Aside from the shapes here, if you go to the library, there are lots of basic shapes here that you can use. And there are lots of more complicated shapes like this as well that you can use to make whatever it is that you want to make. So there's a lot of ready-made things to help you out. Each shape has its own layer and they can be switched on or off, as you can see, by using the eyeball. You can lock them or unlock them, and you can select a shape by clicking on the layer as well as by clicking on the shape itself.